Hello, everyone. Thank you for listening after a couple of weeks of my absence. I apologize for that, but I have been busy and lost my voice. It's still not 100%, but I'm doing much better. Welcome to another news video, and today I want to cover one article in some detail. But a quick note before we cover that Hulu will now be on Nintendo Switch, HULU, according to a Forbes article. It may already be out as you are listening to me. And now, onto the interesting article that I want to cover. It talks about why Hulu and Nintendo are made for each other, at least the Switch. The title is Why the Nintendo Switch is the Ideal Streaming Hardware for Parents. Basically, this article starts off stating that many people would have wanted Nintendo Switch to not only be a gaming console, but more of a telecommunications device. Basically, a powerful phone capable of playing Nintendo IP. But the weird thing is that Nintendo did not launch the device with any video streaming services or any other quote apps, how they say. There is no web browser, no texting, no phone calls of any kind. And the article states that this is why it's such a great device for parents with young kids that aren't old enough for a phone. I am thinking between the ages of 4 and 14, more or less, right? They praise that what we thought were limitations of this device are actually a strong suit. For instance, your child will not have access to the internet with all the adult content. Your child won't be able to call anybody accidentally, like your boss or two. You may want to arrange a play date between your kids and others at McDonald's or wherever they have the playpens for kids. And when they get tired, they'll watch a movie together and sitting down there right next to you while you talk with the other grown up, right? Again, the kid won't have access to internet phone calls or text. 3. You are shopping at the mall or a store without Wi Fi, which means you can link your Switch to your Wi Fi hotspot on your phone if you have that. A lot of companies carry that. And they can still stream, quote, safely without the rest of the evil internet. But there is a different scenario and advantage that the Switch has that I don't think the article covered at all, and I don't think people will think about this, but I do. Let's say you're streaming a device. Let's say you're streaming Hulu on your Nintendo Switch. That means that you have your phone next to you, or your pocket or whatever, and you can screen calls. You can have it on silent or whatever, but the point is that since you separate these two devices, the two functionalities, whenever you get a phone call and you're watching a movie on another device, if you're watching on your phone, what happens is the movie or the show or video, whatever you're watching, gets interrupted. If you get a text message, it gets interrupted. If you're playing a video game on your phone, that gets interrupted, and that's really annoying. But with this, if you have a second device like the Switch, someone texts you and you can reply quickly, just like if you were watching at home or on your TV, right? Imagine how annoying it would be if you are trying to watch Netflix on your TV and every time you get a call, text, email, Twitter notification, or any other other notifications you have programmed on your TV shows gets interrupted. Oh, somebody just emailed you. And it's not really somebody anymore, right? It's like a bunch of other companies that just get your data and just send you crap all the time. You know how annoying that would be? I think so. That to me is infuriating, and I am also glad that the Switch doesn't have to deal with these interruptions. Not to mention, if you kill your Switch's battery, worst case scenario, you'll have to deal with the real world until you get home, but your phone will still be charged in the case of an emergency instead of having your only device to communicate be dead because your kid wanted to binge watch Frozen a dozen times while you were shopping for new clothes, right? Also, I imagine how annoying it would be if you're playing on your cell phone and you get interrupted by a call or a text. Or let's say you're with your kid again at the store, and the kid is in like Target. That's a good example. They're in the cart, and I've seen a lot of kids with their parents. Their parents give the kids the phone, and they're watching stuff on YouTube or whatever on the phone, and then they drop it. You can break it. Now the switch can break as well, but you know what? If the kid's 3 or 4, that can be a quick lesson for them, to take care of your things, because if they break, you no longer have access to that thing. And as a parent, you can say, well, you know what? You broke your device. I still have my phone. I'm not going to let you borrow it. So, what do you guys think? Should the Nintendo Switch be made into another phone, but powerful enough for Nintendo games and other games to be played on it? Or are you happy that a phone call or a text doesn't necessarily mean having to stop your game until you're at a safe point in it? Will you let your 8-year-old kid use your Switch or your phone, or will they have their own? Let me know. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on my next video. Bye.